Busch Gardens and it is opening day. We are excited. I am here. And yes, it is very hot. I have my umbrella. It's going to stay out all day probably. So I'm gonna walk around, see what I can discover, see what else is new, see what changes they've made. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like Universal for some slight differences. So come along with me and let's see what we find.
So the park is on the other side of the road, so we have to take a tram to get to there, and they're seating everyone the same as usual, and families together and in every other row. There is a tent for temperature check, and the line was quite long, and social distancing, I would say, wasn't really top priority for everyone unless they were actually standing on a dot, or there was something there to indicate to stand on a dot. People really weren't doing that well, but it was the same at Universal. So I think they just weren't aware of themselves. Inside the tent, they have stations where you and your entire family go together. Then they measure your temperature, you put your hand sanitizer on, and you proceed to exit into the ticketing area. Next, we walked through the ticket area into Zone C, which is the bag check zone, and there's a metal detector there that you walk under, and then a table past that where one of the security members check your bag, and then you're allowed in. This was probably not a good area just because it was out in the sun, so that's where I pulled out my umbrella, and I was happy to have it with me.
So I'm walking towards the right side of the park where they have a couple of the first coasters that usually people ride, and I did see that the Palace where the theater is located is temporarily closed. I continue to walk this way and I start to see that there's a cheetah exhibit, and they have little stickers on the floor and on the glass for social distancing. See, this one's actually right in front of a wall, but I guess if there's anything right here, then you can see something. Oh, look! Hi, little one!
This is the cheetah snack quick service area. It was closed still, but I just wanted to show you guys that they had lines on the floor for this area as well. And most of the quick services are going to look the same.
So Cobra's Curse is behind me. It's currently closed. They don't know when it'll open. We'll head over to another ride and see if we have better luck. Always a good ride though. Definitely recommend doing that one.
So you want to go on a ride, you got to get a locker. Here's what they look like in one of the areas, and they are quite close to each other, so just be aware so that you can try to stagger yourself with your neighbor next to you.
Okay, Montu. They are loading groups 1, 4, 6, and 8, and all other rows are not getting loaded. They don't really have a hand sanitizing station before the ride, but they do have one after the ride. However, I did get the lowdown that every hour they actually stop the ride for 10 minutes, and they have these big gallons that spray hand sanitizer all over, and that's actually what they use to sanitize in between rides. So I don't think that's bad at all. So exiting Montu, you usually exit out of the gift shop area, but they are actually closed and they have a secondary opening the tents that they have closed off where the gift shop usually is. And these are typically all the exit points as well. So I'm not sure how temporary this is. So I will say that this is a first. They actually have a washing station kind of outside the line, but inside the line for the cheetah hunt. See, this is the entrance of the cheetah hunt normally, but I think because of the social distancing, the queue line probably isn't long enough. So they have this out here to extend the line out. Also, the Sky Ride is going to be closed for a while now. One of the employees told me that they really don't know how to work out the logistics of transporting guests from one side to the other using the Sky Ride without having to shut it down and sanitize the whole booth with, after each ride. And because it is continuous, that's pretty hard to do. So for now, it's just closed. So I think this is kind of interesting. They actually have walk paths in this area. So you enter through here. There's actually an area where you're not allowed to stand. And I guess they want you to continuously keep traveling. Anyways, I just thought I'd share. Another walkway. Little spots to stand and places to walk right past. Accompanied by this little one.
Hyenas.
So it's still running empty, which means I'm guessing they're closed. Still an amazing ride. Can't wait to go on it. Is it just me, or did they do Cheetah Hut to kind of resemble the logo of Busch Gardens? I think that's really cool. I had to take a break. I'm sitting down in front of what will be the new Iron Gwazi. Super excited. I'm going to try to see if I can find any information about when it's opening. They actually have a lot of work done on it, and it might be opening up pretty soon. I honestly don't know. Before I leave this area, I also want to make a public service announcement. I passed by a lady who was sitting down with ice packs all over her because of the heat. And although these aren't bad, they're bad. They really do kind of limit your quick intake of air, and so you do get hot fast. You used to walk through the parks 13 miles, and be done. You're like in at park opening, you leave at park close. I can honestly say, I don't know if it's because of quarantine, kind of we've been low and slow and we've kind of became more sluggish, but it's hard to keep up and keep going for the whole day. So pace yourselves, drink a lot of water, and stay safe, people. Okay, so security just told me that the Iron Gwazi's construction is actually complete and they're just in testing phase. That's actually exciting. However, instead of saying it'll be open in a couple of weeks, she said it'll be open in a couple of months. So that doesn't sound so good, but we're getting close, folks. Hold on. So it looks like they also have some zones. This is the first one next to the Iron Gwazi. Well, I should say past the Iron Gwazi. Of course, they're all open in the sun. Well, good luck to those who'd like to use this area. I also wanted to mention some of the, not some, I've noticed that a lot of the shops, restaurants, kiosks, quick service, a lot of those have actually been closed. And I know it's day one, so they're probably just trying to figure out who and what's best to open. But I think it's kind of odd that with all of this extreme heat that they're not trying to cater to the guests as much as possible. Also, I hate to tell you guys, but Universal's got this place beat when it comes to the masks and the social distancing. They're just bad here.
Ladies and gentlemen, just a friendly reminder to keep your mask on at all times. Once again, please keep your mask on at all times throughout the whole entire park. Thank you.
Hey, you.
Thank you. So we came, it was full, they closed, they opened, it was full, they closed, they opened, now it's 15 minutes and we're gonna ride. Woo! Judo hot!
So if I had to guess why there's dots and stickers, they probably started with the dots and then higher up said they need to have words.
So we just went on cheetah hunt. It was amazing. Love that ride. We're headed home now, and it's been a very long day. But we've had a blast. And this is Lily signing off with HufflePost. We'll see you at the parks. In Busch Gardens, they have all the wild animals. Here we see a squirrel out in the open amongst the people. And it's gone. Nope, right there. If we stand really still, we can see how close we can get to it. Bye, my little squirrel.